Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Rob and Lily and Bunny, and in this session we're going to be taking a look at the amazing new Street Fighter 2 Legacy cabinet, or rather Capcom Legacy cabinet from Arcade1up. I've got to say, this is one of my all-time favourite games. Obviously released back in 1991 in the arcades. Super Nintendo was released in 92 in Europe. I did not get one in 92, to wait until 93 Christmas. But I did manage to pick up a Super Street Fighter Japanese import, so definitely one of my all-time favourite games. But yeah, there's 12 games on this cabinet. We're going to take a look at the gameplay of each and every game. Amongst the Street Fighters, I'm going to call out one of those as my favourite game, and then we'll see what Lily's favourite game is on the cabinet as well. I'm also going to cover some of the little niggles that we found on the cabinet and a couple of quick mods to help you cut those right. But without further ado, let's get into it.
So first up, I have to say this is a stunning cabinet. Absolutely love the marquee. The artwork is tremendous. And you'll notice as the system boots here, Arcade1up has done a cool little splash screen with Blanca doing an electric shock, which is pretty neat. Coming around the side here, you can see you've got the original 90s artwork. Looks absolutely stunning, matching riser of course. And I actually like this faux coin door. It actually looks pretty good in person, a lot better than I was expecting. As we come back up here, you can see a nice interface has been designed, so you can select through the games and choose the various options in here as well. Now, I did not like how the deck stuck down and caused a ridge between the control deck and the side panel. You see I've modified that, and I'll show you how I did that in a moment. Now, I really like how the marquee is kind of set back a little bit and the top of the cabinet comes over. A lot of people have been commenting about this obscuring your view. I don't think it really does, any more so than any of the other Arcade1up cabinets. I typically do play sitting down, so I haven't noticed this, or my arms are pretty long as well actually, so I don't stand right over the cabinet. My natural playing position is perfectly fine. If we move over to the Marvel vs Capcom cabinet here, just to compare, again, if you're standing super close to the cabinet and kind of looking down on top of the marquee, of course it's going to get in the way. But normal gameplay, no issues at all. Not really sure what people are talking about here. What else can we say? The cabinet comes with ball or back tops. You can see I've used neither. I got these yellow ones off of Amazon, which I think look great. Now, I didn't have a Gen 1 cabinet, so I don't know how much better these buttons are, but they're certainly very good. I have had no trouble at all performing the various special moves. Everything functions very nicely. Now, I realise this is a original Street Fighter cabinet. Arcade1up have put the games on here that they've had on some different cabinets over time. The one thing I would say is missing, if I was building a Street Fighter cabinet, I would have to have Street Fighter Third Strike, because that is just one of my all-time favourite Street Fighter games outside of the original series. I would also just finally call out the stereo speakers on this. The first cabinet, I believe, just had a single speaker. The sound is excellent on this. You've got full volume control, and if, like me, you love the Street Fighter theme tune, as you can tell from this video, you will have this turned up very loud indeed. Excellent sound. Overall, just a fantastic cabinet in my opinion. So as I mentioned, when you put this cabinet together out of the box, the control deck is going to sit down I'd say about a third of an inch is going to sit down, so that the side panel actually causes a little bit of a lip. Now, if you've got smaller hands, or you're used to playing with your hand maybe more vertically, it's not going to bother you at all. The way I play though, I kind of like to spread my elbows out a little bit. I'm not the best person to play two-player with, and I found that my hand kind of sat on the side panel. So I wanted to mod it. It's a very easy mod, and I thought I'd just share the details of how I did that with you, so that the control deck will be flush with the side panels. So the first thing you need are a little pack of plastic washers. I actually got these, had them left over from a TV bracket. You can pick them up from Home Depot or Ace Hardware. You're going to need a couple, about a quarter to a third of an inch, and just place them in position so they fit over the holes, over the original holes. You're then going to need some longer screws. These are just ever-built screws. They're standard 1024 2.5 inch screws, and they will fit perfectly. They do need to be longer than the original screws, so they'll go down into the holes with the raised control deck. Now, if you were to put this into position as is, there would of course be a small 1/3 of an inch gap between the J panel and the lip on the control panel. Now, you could make yourself a custom or bigger J panel, bit of a hassle. Super easy trick here. I use this flex tape. It's a real nice smooth black, so you're not going to notice it. Just cut yourself about a 2-inch strip, the width of the J panel, attach it ever so slightly to the lip, fold it over. It will flex so that when you put the control panel on, it will just sit down nice and snug. For the final finishing touch, I like to use these screw caps. I do this on all of my cabinets. You can get these from Home Depot or Ace Hardware. They come in different colours. I thought black would look good here, and I think it gives it a nice overall finish. So here you can see you've got the control deck is raised, level with the side panels, no gap at the front, and finished top on the screws. So something that I felt was useful on here, just a 5-minute job, and I think well worthwhile. Alright, so let's get into some gameplay. And we'll start off with the original Street Fighter 2. Here we can see the original cast of 8 characters. Next up, let's take a look at Championship Edition. And the main addition here, you can see straight away, is the additional 4 characters. That's enough of that one, so let's jump back out, and next we'll go to Super Street Fighter New Challengers.
Perfect.
And apart from the cool intro, you can see straight away we have yet another 4 characters over and above that of the Championship Edition. Next up, the first of the Turbo editions, Street Fighter 2 Turbo. So as you can see here, you've essentially got the same characters as Championship Edition, but the game is a little faster, a little harder.
Round 1, fight!
So let's jump back out of that and we'll go with the final Street Fighter 2 game, which is the Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. So apart from the cool new intro featuring Cammy, you've also got the full set of 16 characters and the ability to select the speed on this one. So arguably this is the ultimate of the Street Fighter 2 games. I seem to be having some trouble pulling off the special moves here, but I'm going to pop back out of this in a second and change the difficulty because this is hard. No way, that was so damn close. So let's jump back out here and we'll change this from whatever the default was here back down to easiest. Much more fun playing. And just while we're here, just take note, you can also add scan lines to all games from the settings menu here.
Perfect.
Okay, so let's take a look at the original Street Fighter next. Not a game that I played very much as a kid, and not a game that I will play very much now as an adult. Really don't like this. It's difficult to perform the moves, it's slow, just not a great game in my opinion. Moving on to Darkstalkers next. This is a game that Lily hadn't played before, but has really been enjoying on this new cabinet. And next we'll go to 1944, and for those with a sharp eye, you'll notice that this is graphically superior to a lot of the other Capcom games on this cabinet. You'll see the pixel movement, number of colours and sprites on screen is outstanding. If you want to see this game in a bit more detail, do check out my Final Fight cabinet review, where I do an extended play through this. Next up, we have Final Fight. And again, I did review the Final Fight cabinet separately. I would argue I'd probably just play Street Fighter 2 on this cabinet. That's really why I bought it. But it is pretty cool playing it with scan lines, and the monitor is better on this cabinet as well. Next up, another great game, Strider. Now, I didn't really play this very much in the arcade, but I did have this for my Atari ST, and this got a lot of game time when I was a kid. Next up, we have Ghosts and Goblins. Again, didn't play this much in the arcade, but I did play this a hell of a lot on my NES. One of the most frustrating games of all time. It's very difficult. The cool thing here, of course, is that you can change the difficulty. So we'll be revisiting this game and playing through at some point. And finally, Commando for the last game on this cabinet. Now, you'll notice that A1up has added a really cool bezel on this, and I was wondering what they would do. This is obviously a vertical game in the arcade. The other games on this cabinet are horizontal, so they've added this bezel around the game, which makes it really cool. Nice little touch here. Okay, so with all 12 games now played, let's jump back for the summary for our review.
Alright, so thank you very much for bearing with us. I realise this is quite a long review, lots of gameplay to get through. We certainly enjoyed creating all the gameplay. Before I give my summary, Lily, what do you think?
Oh, I really like Darkstalkers, Dark Peoples.
Darkstalkers is a cool game. You haven't played that before. What do you like about that?
Is that anime thing?
Yeah, cool anime characters. Who's your favourite character? Okay. So yeah, Darkstalkers for Lily. For me, you know, all of the Street Fighter games, basically, with each one came additional characters or different speed settings. For me, I'm going to go Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. It's got all of the characters, it's got the speed settings. I just find that's the best game overall on this cabinet, and also coincidentally one of my favourite games of all time. Where does the cabinet stand though? Where's in our top 10? Where would you put this, Lily? Let me make it easy, because I think you're probably going to pick Outrun as your favourite, so let's get that out of the way. Do you prefer this cabinet over Marvel vs. Capcom? No? So Lily prefers Marvel vs. Capcom. I would argue the artwork is, from a creativity perspective, I think the artwork is superior on Marvel vs. Capcom. And I've got to say, I just love this cabinet. I love this retro 90s artwork. Even though this doesn't have Wi-Fi online, I'm going to place this over Marvel vs. Capcom for me. Is it my number one cabinet? I do know how to rate things. You just have a different opinion. Everyone can have a different opinion.
There's no such thing as opinion. Only Lily's opinion.
Okay. So where was I going with that? This cabinet, I think for me, is it number one because it's one of my favourite games? I don't think so. I think I still prefer Star Wars with the unique control, even though this as a game I prefer. But this is definitely going to be in my top 5 Arcade1up cabinets. Not entirely sure where I'll place it yet. Maybe we'll redo the top 10 at some point. But Outrun's going to be difficult to beat for Lily, and Star Wars is going to be difficult to beat for me. But overall, this is a fantastic cabinet. If you love Street Fighter, you have to go out and get it. I would definitely recommend it when it becomes available again. Absolutely superb cabinet. Very happy with the purchase. So with that, happy gaming everybody. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe. If you didn't like the video, tell us why. But above all else, enjoy and happy gaming. Thanks for watching.